This video examines the case of Minersville School District versus Gobitas, a pivotal moment in the debate over religious freedom and compulsory patriotism. The case began at the trial level in the Court of Common Pleas of Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania. The plaintiff was the Minersville School District. The defendants were Lillian and William Gobitas, represented by their father, Walter Gobitas. The trial challenged their expulsion for refusing to salute the flag. The case background involves two Jehovah's Witness children expelled for refusing the flag salute, which they considered idolatry. This trial laid the groundwork for the 1940 Supreme Court ruling. In 1935, Lillian and William Gobitas were expelled for refusing the mandatory flag salute due to their Jehovah's Witness faith. Their father filed a lawsuit, arguing the policy violated their First and 14th Amendment rights. The dispute was a clash between state-mandated patriotism and religious conscience. Jehovah's Witnesses view allegiance to worldly symbols as idolatry. The lawsuit framed the issue as an infringement of religious and free speech rights. The case focused on the conflict between mandatory patriotism and religious conviction. The Gobitas family argued that compelling the flag salute violated their faith and constitutional rights, specifically the First and 14th Amendments. The legal battle pitted religious liberty against state authority. William Gobitas argued the policy suppressed religious expression, while the school district asserted the flag salute was vital for national unity. The initial trial took place in the Schuylkill County Court of Common Pleas between 1935 and 1937. This state civil action challenged the children's expulsion and was the legal foundation for the later Supreme Court decision. The core of the case involved the conflict between the school district's mandate for patriotic expression and the religious freedom of the Gobitas children. The Minersville School Board argued for its right to require patriotic exercises, asserting the flag salute was a secular act promoting unity. They contended that exemptions would undermine essential school discipline. The school board's core argument was that the flag salute was a necessary secular act for civic loyalty. They maintained that schools had the authority to instill national allegiance and that expulsions were for violating a lawful policy. John Weant, the school attorney, defended the mandatory flag salute policy. He argued the school had the authority to enforce discipline and that exceptions would undermine school order. Weant represented the Minersville School District, defending the mandatory flag salute. He framed the expulsion as neutral enforcement of discipline, necessary to maintain school authority. The plaintiff's theory was that public schools can require patriotic exercises to promote civic cohesion. They viewed the flag salute as a secular act of loyalty, arguing that exemptions would undermine discipline and unity. The school board argued that the flag salute was a necessary secular act for loyalty and unity. They insisted that exceptions based on religion would undermine discipline and that schools must instill national allegiance. School Superintendent Charles E. Roudebush testified that the pledge fostered national unity and was a show of respect, not idolatry. He warned that exceptions would undermine school authority. Roudebush stated the flag salute was a civic duty, not a religious act, arguing that allegiance to the United States comes before personal beliefs. He viewed the refusal as insubordination, essential to national unity. Superintendent Roudebush was the school's sole witness. He testified that the pledge fostered national unity, dismissing the refusal as insubordination. He maintained that national allegiance surpasses personal religious beliefs. Charles E. Roudebush was the sole witness for the Minersville School District. The next scene in the video will focus on the arguments made by the Gobitas family. The Gobitas family argued the expulsion violated their First Amendment free speech and religious freedom rights. They maintained the state cannot force them to express beliefs contrary to their faith, considering the salute idolatry. Walter Gobitas, the father, testified, detailing their sincere religious beliefs as Jehovah's Witnesses. He affirmed the refusal was based on opposition to idolatry, violating his children's religious conscience. Walter Gobitas testified that the refusal to salute the flag was rooted in their sincere religious beliefs, opposing idolatry, and arguing the policy violated his children's conscience. Lillian Gobitas testified, stating her refusal was an act of personal conscience based on her faith's prohibition of saluting the flag. She asserted the state cannot compel such expression. A Jehovah's Witness minister also testified, explaining that the faith views compulsory flag salutes as idolatry, forbidden by the Ten Commandments. This established the sincerity of the children's religious conviction. Olin R. Moyle, the family's chief attorney, framed the issue as a violation of religious freedom, arguing that the state cannot compel patriotic expression. The trial judge ruled in favor of the Gobitas family, finding the flag salute policy unconstitutional. The ruling stated that the mandatory salute violated both religious freedom and free speech, affirming conscience over state compulsion. Judge Wilhelm of the trial court ruled the mandatory flag salute policy unconstitutional, citing violations of religious freedom and free speech. This initial victory affirmed individual conscience over state authority. Judge Wilhelm's findings stated that the mandatory flag salute policy was unconstitutional. He ruled that it violated religious freedom and free speech, affirming conscience over state-compelled patriotism. The school district immediately appealed the trial court's ruling. Minersville challenged the finding of unconstitutionality, arguing for its authority to mandate civic loyalty. The appeal advanced the case to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Wilhelm's legal rationale was that the mandatory flag salute policy was unconstitutional. The court found that state-compelled patriotism infringed on individual conscience, violating free speech and religious freedom. The school district appealed the trial court's ruling, challenging the finding of unconstitutionality. Arguing for its authority to mandate civic unity, the case moved on to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. This image serves as a visual transition to the next phase of the legal process, the appeal.